Thank you for tuning in to SimPilot 2450. It would be greatly appreciated if you guys could show your support for this video and the channel by liking and subscribing so others like you can find the channel. Let's go have some fun. Thanks. Hi folks, welcome back to the channel and another flight with SimPilot 2450. Today we have a IFR flight. We'll be flying in the Black Square TBM 850 and we are in the Rocky Mountains. We will be flying from Eagle County Regional Airport, which is just outside of Vail, a big ski town in Colorado, and we'll be flying down to Colorado Springs Municipal Airport. And this is the home of the Air Force Academy. Should be a nice flight today. We are using custom airports at both airports, as we usually do. So let's head to the airport and we'll get started. Well, welcome to the Eagle County Regional Airport, KEGE. This is a custom scenery by Xometry. We're parked outside of the Vail Valley Jet Center. This is a commercial and GA airport. So let's take a little tour around the airport and then we'll start our flight. So you can see lots of jets here. Vail is a great big giant ski town. So you'll have a lot of jet traffic. So you'll have a lot of jet traffic here. We'll show you a close-up of the jet center. This airport is very nicely done. High resolution textures. On the commercial side of things, I don't like adding aircraft, airliners to the terminal, and they haven't done that here. But what's nice is they are providing you with some GA static aircraft, and it just brings the airport alive. You see you've got some nice jets, also some GA aircraft. Hangars are done very well. We are right in the middle of the Rocky Mountains. Very nice. And that's one of the things I really like about this airport. As you know now, when I'm purchasing airports, I really like to purchase an airport that provides me with a GA option as well as a commercial option. And that way I get the biggest bang for my buck when it comes to the airport. I can use it for any type of flying. For my channel, I focus primarily on GA flying, but I do like to fly the airliners as well. So when I'm purchasing an airport, it's really nice to be able to have an airport that I can fly GA and I also can fly commercial. And this airport really provides that. Very nice. So we'll head down to the commercial end, check out the terminal. Across the way, you see these buildings here across the runway. That is the Army National Guard HATS, which is the Army National Guard's High Altitude Army Aviation Training Site. And it's Army helicopter training for high altitude. They have some helicopters there, but primarily this training school is a 2-week course where the Army helicopter pilots will bring their own helicopters. We can take a little gander over there if you'd like. But within the Rocky Mountain area here, they're able to fly into elevations anywhere from 6,000 to probably 17,000. So it just gives them a good opportunity for some high altitude flying. You can see to the left is the commercial airline terminal. We'll head over here to the HATS training school and give you a little peek of this first. This is the Army Air National Guard. This is one of their buildings, and then we'll head over here to the main terminal. They do have a few of their own helicopters, but primarily, again, the pilots will bring their own aircraft. Very nice models. So very nice. Alright, well, let's head over to the commercial terminal. We'll check this out. This airport being just outside of Vail, Colorado, probably sees more activity in the wintertime than it does in the summer, just because of the ski resorts at Vail and Eagle. Nice runway textures. I'd say it needs some paving with all that alligator cracking. I'll give you a good look here at the terminal. Really isn't any interior per se, nothing fancy, as they have done it. So very nice. Nice fire station. Trucks are modeled very well. That's very nice. And then we've got some repair hangars. We can head street side, show you that, and then we'll head to the TBM. See all the mountains around. So they've done a nice job here, street side. You can see the inside here is not done, which is fine. But all in all, they've done a nice job. Street side. So let's head to the TBM and we will start our flight to Colorado Springs. Again, we're outside of the Vail Jet Center. And this is the Black Square TBM 850. It's a fabulous aircraft. I would imagine most of you are familiar with Black Square. They've taken a lot of the traditional aircraft that have been provided by Microsoft and basically have made them study level aircraft. Well, this aircraft here, the TBM 850, Black Square has developed this from the ground up. So this is their own creation, and it's a fabulous aircraft to fly, as you will shortly see. Alright, we'll jump in the aircraft. We've already done our pre-flight, so once we get in our aircraft, we will start with our before engine start checklist. Okay, I'll meet you in the aircraft. Welcome to the cockpit of the Black Square TBM 850. It's a beautiful, beautiful aircraft. Let's get prepared for our departure. We have conducted our pre-flight and we will begin now with our before engine start. So let's go ahead and close our door and we'll get started. Alright, our door is closed and latched. Our parking brake is on. We'll bring our crash lever up. Oxygen supply will come on. Starter ignition, both off. Starter is off, ignition is off. Gear selector is down. We'll come on with our battery switch. We can do a horn test. Okay, our fuel gauges look good. Auto fuel selector is going to auto, and we are on the left tank. We'll do a switch, a shift. Now we're on the right tank. Do an ITT test. Looks good. Let's come on with our nav lights. We are in manual override. Our power lever is to flight idle. Propeller lever going to maximum RPM, and our conditional lever is on cutoff. So auxiliary boost pump, let's go to on. And we are in the green for fuel pressure. Ignition, let's go to auto. And starter coming to on. So now we're looking for 13% on the NG. We can also look down here. And that 13% will introduce the fuel. So we're going to bring our cutoff to low idle. You see we have ignition, our ITT, it's got a rapid rise. So now we're monitoring to the NG for 50%. At 50%, we'll turn the starter off. It's 50%. Starter's coming off. And we will bring the fuel conditional lever to full high idle. Auxiliary boost pump will go to auto. Still have fuel pressure is in the green. So now we'll check on our engine instruments. Everything is looking good there. Our panel is looking good for now. So we'll come on with our inertial separator. Bring our generator switch to main. Turn on all of our gyro instruments. Alright, come on with our bleed air, bring our fan to auto, fan only. Looking for our cabin temperature. Right now it's looking good, but we'll adjust that if need be. So our cabin altitude today hopefully we're going to be cleared for 19,000. So we're going to go 19 plus 1,000. So we're going to flight level 200. Okay, let's come on with our EFIS. And then we'll come on with our AP Trims Master and our Radio Master. Trims look good. Set our altimeter. Alright, so let me program our GPS, our flight plan, and I'll get right back to you. I've got our flight plan programmed in. I can go through that with you if you like. We'll be departing runway 25. We will be flying the BEV-1 departure with a Roubaix transition. And then for our approach, we will be flying the RNAV 17 right approach. So that's what our flight plan looks like. I can also show you here on Navigraph. So here we are at Eagle County Regional Airport. We'll be departing and flying the BEV-1 departure all the way to the Roubaix transition. And then we'll be flying southeast to Colorado Springs. And we can show you the approach. So here's the approach. And show you a profile if you'd like. So there. So there's a couple of things we can dial in. We might as well bring in our ATIS, and there is one VOR that's somewhat close right here. We can dial in that 108.8. So let's get our ATIS in. If I bring back our chart, 125.0. So we'll come here, put that in our secondary radio. And we'll monitor that. And then we can do, I think it's already the 108.8. And if we want here, we could also go 108.8. And let's double check that. Turn this off here. Let's zoom in, see what the VOR is. 108.8. Alright, so let's bring up our taxi chart. We are sitting here on the ramp. Hopefully it'll let me zoom in. It's not letting me do it right now. Here we go. So we'll probably come out here to Alpha, down to 25. We'll do our run up here. Should be all set. Alright, let's get our clearance. So we'll contact, get our IFR clearance.
Eagle Clearance Delivery TBM 2450 IFR to Colorado Springs, ready to copy.
TBM 2450 is cleared to Colorado Springs Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 25 climb and maintain 15,000 feet. Departure frequency is 128.65 squawk 5347.
TBM 2450 cleared to Colorado Springs Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 25 climb and maintain 15,000 feet. Departure on 128.65 squawk 5347.
TBM 2450 readback is correct. Contact ground on 121.8 when ready to taxi. Good day.
Come on with our taxi lights. And we'll contact ground.
2450 with whiskey ready to taxi IFR.
TBM 2450 taxi to and hold short of runway 25 using taxiway Alpha 2. Contact tower on 119.8 when ready.
Taxiing hold short runway 25 via taxiway Alpha 2 TBM 2450.
Turn our parking brake off. And let's get ready to taxi. Everything looks good on the left. We'll head out here. Got a little bit of an incline right here, so we'll come on with a little throttle, get us up over the hump. You see there's a pretty good pitch right there. Nicely done, airport. So we'll come out here and taxi down Alpha. So before we get to the end of our taxi, we will turn off, basically kind of in the de-icing area. We'll conduct our run up there, and then we'll head to the hold short line. I can show you our taxi. So we're going to come down here, we'll park here, do our run up, and then we'll come to our hold short and contact the tower. So we can probably pull in here. And we'll do our run up. So we'll set our parking brake, and we'll bring our throttles up. We'll get an RPM of 1900. That's good. We'll cycle our prop. Looks good. One more time. Alright. We'll come back with our throttle. Master warning is because of our parking brake. So we'll go ahead and we'll switch to the tower here, and then we'll taxi up to the hold short. Parking brake's coming off. And I guess I'll get rid of the yoke because we're going to need to come on with a pitot heat here shortly. Everything looks good on the left. Try to do everything very smoothly.
Eagle Tower TBM 2450 at runway 25 ready for departure IFR to Colorado Springs.
TBM 2450 altimeter 29.902 wind calm. Cleared for takeoff runway 25.
Cleared for takeoff runway 25 TBM 2450.
Alright, we'll reset our clock. We'll start it. We'll come down here. Pitot heat, initial inertial separator coming off. And we'll come up. Just hit our lights. Take our transponder and we'll come to altitude reporting. And let's come on with our weather radar, even though we're really not going to need it. We'll give us some panel lights just in case. Our trims look good. Flaps are set to takeoff. Fuel is good. Alright, we're set to go. So we're going to be rotating right around 85 knots. As you can see, it's a high density altitude airport. We're at 6,500 feet, so it'll be a pretty long takeoff roll. We'll rotate at 85 and we'll bring the gear up as soon as we can. Flaps up at 115, and then we will set our climb pitch for 130, and at that point we'll probably initiate the autopilot and we'll fly the BEV1 departure. Looking good. Coming in with the power. It does have a torque limiter on it, but we will make sure that we don't extend that. We'll do that by ourselves. That's good right there. Okay, let's maintain directional control. Airspeed is alive. 60 is 80. 85, coming back with a little bit of pressure on the yoke. We are airborne. Tap the brakes. Gears coming up. There's 115, flaps are coming up. Now we're going to set our pitch for 130. There's 130. And we'll fly the runway heading until we clear these hills.
TBM 2450 contact Denver Center on 128.65. Good day.
128.65 TBM 2450.
So once we clear these hills, we'll make our turn to the south.
Delta 1555, contact Denver Center on 134.5.
So there, we've got the hills cleared. So we'll go ahead, bring in the yaw damper, autopilot, and we'll set our airspeed.
Continue as planned. United 1415, contact Denver Center on 126.5. Good day.
Things are looking good.
Going to 134.5 Delta 1555. Going to 126.5 United 1415.
So our after takeoff check. Our gear is up. The flaps are up. We can go ahead and switch to 850 mode, which now allows us 121% on the torque. Let's try that again here. There we go. Now you can see here with our torque, we're able to come up to 121 versus 100.
Denver Center United 1415 is passing flight level tree 60 climbing. Flight level tree 60. United
very nice climbing out through these hills. Shouldn't say hills, should say Rocky Mountains.
Climb and maintain flight level tree 60 United 535.
Okay, so our landing gear is up, flaps are up, yaw dampers on, autopilot is on. We are in 850 mode now. We go ahead and turn our lights off. Landing lights are coming off.
134.5 for United 1320.
We can check our climb now. Climb power is set. We're just shy of 121 on the torque. $2,000 on our props on the RPM. I believe this is Interstate 70. Everything's looking good. Colorado River will be flowing in here.
United 1415, contact Denver Center on 134.5. Good day. TBM 2450 climb and maintain flight level 190.
Oops, 190.
134.5, United 1415.
So go ahead. 190. And what we'll do here is we'll initiate a climb first until we get back up to, or our airspeed decreases to the 130. So we can probably go 2,500 feet. Now we'll just watch our airspeed. It should slowly start descending. We can bite off a little more here. And once we hit 130, we can go ahead and select our airspeed. So here's the Colorado River. We're approaching 130. So we'll go ahead and select our airspeed. Our nose will come down a teeny bit, and now we'll maintain a climb of 130 knots. We're going to be coming close here to our transition altitude of flight level 180. At this point, we'll go to standard on our altimeter. We won't see any change because we're already at 29902, which is standard. So we won't see any change in our altitude or our altimeter when we click to standard. There we go, we've clicked to standard. So passing through our transition altitude, we've set our altimeters. We'll turn our pulse light off. We'll check our cabin pressure. Everything is looking good here. Check for fuel imbalance. Okay, we've got a little more in the left tank. As you can see, we're on the right tank, so let's go ahead and switch. And now we're on the left tank, and that should balance everything out.
Denver Center, Southwest 20
So the airport we saw out the window. Let's see if we can see it out of the co-pilot window. This is our departure airport. So here we are at our cruising altitude. We can check our power settings. And again, we can have as much as 121 on the torque, 2000 on the props. Fuel quantity is good. We are balancing out. We are on the left tank. Pressure looks good. Inertial separator is off. And that completes our cruise checklist. If we want, we can bring that to Celsius. We'd be coming on with possible de-icing equipment at those temperatures if we were into visible precipitations such as rain or actually in the clouds. So I'll show you where we're at. So we are flying our departure. So why don't I get back to probably when we're getting ready to descend. Alright. Welcome back to the flight deck. We still got a little ways before the top of descent. Just give you a little peek around. If we look out the co-pilot window, we should be able to see the Dillon Reservoir right here. This is the town of Silverthorne. This is the Breckenridge Ski Resort.
Colorado Springs Airport information, India 2000 Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility, 9er. Sky condition, clear. Temperature, 15. Dew point, 1 tree. Altimeter, 29er, decimal 92. Visual runway 17 right and ILS runway 17 left in use. Landing and departing runway 17 right and runway 17 left. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back, hold. hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have India.
Well, we obviously have good weather.
Airport information, India 20.
Should be a nice little approach. You can see we're still a ways out to our top of descent. We're probably 20 miles out. We'll be descending down to 9,500. Still never picked up that VOR. That is FMI Henderson Mining below. Everything is looking good though. It'll be interesting to see if ATC actually contacts us for our descent, or will we need to initiate that on our own? What a beautiful day. I can show you on our chart where we're at. Bring our whole flight in. So you see we're getting there. Here's our initial approach fix. So I'll get back to you right at the top of descent. So when I was pointing out Silverthorne, I think I mentioned that might be the Vail ski area. Well, obviously that's not Vail, it's Breckenwood. I think when I was pointing out the city of Silverthorne to you, I mentioned the ski slope and I said Vail. It wasn't Vail, I misspoke. That would be Breckenridge. Obviously Vail would be in the city of Vail. So we were looking at the Breckenridge ski area. Welcome back. We were just cleared for our descent to 10,000 feet. Our nav 17 right.
Vertical track.
10,000 feet. We will probably descend. Let's see, here comes our banana bar in. We want to reduce our throttle. We're going to descend at approximately 230 knots. We need to increase this rate of descent. And we're looking to be right here at Febla. That looks pretty good. So 1,400 feet a minute. And we are just about at 230. So our throttles are set nice. So let's go ahead and do our descent checklist. Our descent performance is set. We've checked that. Altimeters. We can now go to local, which currently is still 29902. we can go ahead and set our cabin pressure to sea level. That's looking good. Come on with our pulse light. Do a fuel quantity check and balance. Quantity is good. We've got a little more in the left tank. You see we're on the right tank, so let's go ahead and do a shift. Now we're on to the left tank. And we are. We want to be on the left tank. Let's do a shift. There we go. And now we are on the left tank. So that's looking good. Alright. So we can come out of the 850 mode, but to do that we have to make sure we're below 100 on our torque, and we are. So let's come on out of our 850 mode. So there, we're all set. You can see our banana bar is still looking good. Should put us at 10,000 feet at Febla, which our desired altitude actually is 9,500. Okay, but ATC has only cleared us to 10, so we'll stay at 10 for now. Everything is looking good. Still never picked up the VOR. I think it was this VOR right here. So we're just under 3 minutes out until we reach Febla, which is our initial approach fix. So I'm going to want to start to reduce our airspeed some more. So I'm coming back with the power lever a little bit, and we'll probably even come back and descend and let our airspeed drop to, you know, even 160. This might be Interstate 25.
Going to 124.0 TBM 2450.
This is a practice area for the Air Force Academy. The Air Force Academy sits right in here. Things are looking good. We're going to want to get down to 9,500 at Febla, so we should get a request here. We'll get a reply from ATC shortly, letting us drop some more. Because after Febla, I think we want to be down to 8,700 feet. Yep, at Sumka. $1,000 to go. Again, I'll reduce the power some more. Now the VOR has come in now, 23 nautical miles away. And when we level off, we'll see our airspeed start to decline. And we'll get anywhere probably right down to 140 we'll look at, because then we can put our gear down and our flaps down if we'd like at that point. So we're getting ready to make our turn onto our approach heading. So now we're making our turn onto our approach heading. We can go ahead and select approach if we'd like. Okay, that looks good. Airspeed is good. I'll show you where we are on the approach plate. So for our profile, vertical profile, we come from Febla down to SimK. We're going to level off at 8000 and we'll intercept the glide slope here at SimK at 8700 feet. Be leveling off here shortly. You can see here's our runway. Air Force Academy over here.
Descend and maintain 7,800 feet.
I'm going to reduce the airspeed some more, the power lever some more, which will reduce our airspeed. You see our glide slope is active. By the time we get to SimK, we should be intercepting the glide slope, and at that point we'll come in with our first notch of flaps and our landing gear. And we can go ahead and come in with our first notch of flaps now. So our landing approach, our altimeter is set, decision height is set, fuel is balanced, inertial separator is coming on, propellers are full. We've intercepted the glide slope. We're coming back with the power now. Landing gear is coming down. At about 120, we will come in with our final notch of flaps.
200 feet TBM 2450.
Alright, we're going to want an approach speed of about 85 to 90 knots. So the autopilot is handling our altitude and our pitch. So all we're doing now with our throttle is we're maintaining our airspeed. If we didn't have the autopilot, or if we weren't using the flight director, that would be different. This is Vista Ridge High School and Junior High. This is Patterson Air Force Base or Patterson Space Force Base. So everything is looking good here.
TBM 2450. Colorado Springs Tower TBM 2450, 5 miles north inbound RNAV Yankee runway 17 right approach. Cleared to land runway 17 right TBM 2450.
Alright, we could take off the autopilot if we like. And we'll fly this by hand. We're watching our sight picture here. Keep this the same distance. Now if we're above or below, we can adjust that with the throttle. Our trim is taking care of our airspeed now. Things are looking pretty good.
500.
Was slightly high on the glide slope, so I've reduced the power levers just slightly. Things are looking pretty good there. We'll be exiting the runway to the right to go to general aviation. Is our decision height. Get lined up here on center line. Things are looking good though. So as we come across the numbers, I'm going to start to reduce the power. Now start to initiate our flare just slightly. Now we'll hold that right there. There we go, that was nice. Coming on with some brakes. We should be able to make this first exit. We'll continue on. No sense overstressing the aircraft. We'll come up with our flaps. And we'll take the next exit. We're going to be parking over here anyway, so really didn't matter, but it's always nice to get off the runway as soon as you can. So we'll exit right here. This is a custom scenery airport by BMWorld and AMSIM.
.7 for TBM 2450.
right, contact ground, and we're gonna park.
Colorado Springs Ground TBM 2450 taxi to South
So
Park.
after landing, we can come on. Our inertial separator is on.
Taxi
Come off
to
with our
General
pitot
Aviation
heat.
parking using taxiway Alpha Alpha Tree TBM 2450.
Off with our lights. Looks good there. We can come off with our weather radar. Our transponder is on ground. Our lights are off. We can come off with the oxygen. Okay, so let's go ahead and taxi into the terminal. We'll drop our passengers off. It was a nice flight. Welcome to Colorado Springs Airport. This is the home of Patterson Space Force Base, and it is the home of NORAD. So once we park the aircraft, we'll get out and we'll take a little tour of the airport. Again, this is a fun little airport because it does offer you GA capabilities as well as commercial traffic. We'll check out the GA side, then the military, and then we'll check out the commercial terminal. Let's go ahead on with our parking brake, and we can go through our shutdown procedures. So we can turn our taxi light off, and we can come with our bleed air off. We can turn off our air conditioning or our heating or ventilation. That's good. Power lever is on idle for 1 minute. We can turn our gyros all off. We can do our EFS. Come down here with our AP trims. Come on. Off. Our radio master is coming off. We can bring our propeller back to feather. Do that for 15 seconds. And then we'll bring our conditional lever to cut off. So that's 15 seconds. We'll bring our conditional lever to cut off. Now we can come up here with auxiliary boost pump. This can come off. Go to manual on our fuel selector. We can come down here to our fuel tank selector and we can pull that off. And inertial separator coming off. We will turn our exterior lights off once the propeller stops spinning. So that's good. So we will now turn off our nav. That gyro should have been off. Okay, so the exterior lights are off. Interior lights are off. Ignition is off. And we can come down now with our crash lever. So everything is off. We're all set. Let's go ahead and unlock the door. And we'll head out. And we'll take a little tour of the airport. Alright, I'll meet you outside. So we are at the Colorado Springs Airport. KCOS. This is a custom-made scenery by BMWorld and AMSIM. So we are over at the GA side of things. So we'll take a nice little look at the GA section. And then we'll head over to the military portion. And then we'll check out the commercial side. So once again, one of the things I love about this airport, and a lot of the airports I purchase, I do this on purpose. I try to purchase an airport that allows me to utilize the airport for commercial use, such as this, as well as commercial use, because I do like to fly the airliners as well. I don't do too much of that here on the channel just because I feel there's already enough of that content being provided. So I really try to focus on the GA side of things. These are all hangars here. Your taxi to those hangars are through here and over here. So lots of opportunity for your GA aircraft. This down here, these checkerboard hangars, is a World War II air museum. Now something that would have been just a nice touch on the airport here is if they had provided some World War II aircraft. That would have been just a nice finishing touch. Let's go ahead and speed this up a little bit. As you can see, they still have done a very nice job on the GA side. But if anyone from BMWorld is listening, maybe you could put a few World War II aircraft here. You've done such a nice job modeling the museum. If you go onto Google Maps, you'll see they've just done a fabulous job. You see, they've done a nice job here. Why not put a few aircraft in there? Okay, so this over here is Patterson Space Force Base. It is also the home of NORAD. That's another nice feature of this airport. Again, you have the GA option, you have a commercial option, but you also have a military option. This is also the home of the 302 airlift wing. This is also the home of the 30. This is also the home of the 302nd Airlift Wing. So again, nice options for military. I believe the 302nd Airlift Wing is actually C-130s, but still done a very nice job here. Very nice. You definitely have a place to fly for military. So let's go over to the commercial side of things. Get this thing straightened up here. You know me and maneuvering with the mouse, with the controller. We'll head over to the terminal. The terminal is nicely done. The major portion of the terminal, they have included the insides. For me, it really doesn't matter if they've done the insides, but for some it does. I'm not seeing a giant impact on performance. But you see, we've got some activity at the airport. This is the second busiest airport in Colorado. I don't know what gate he's going to. Probably here. We might be able to get a nice picture from inside. See, the inside here is nice. Let me slow my camera down. And maybe we can get a nice shot of United coming in. He didn't come into this one, did he? Well, let's see if we can go find him. Let's see if there he is. So let's go inside and take a peek. I can't see from these windows. No. So just a few of the windows you can see out of. They have really done a nice job. You can see here, we'll be able to look probably through these. Yep. So there's United coming in. You can see they have done a nice job with the terminal. Steps going up. Nice window shades. And if you like, we can go outside. And we can go to street side if you'd like. Again, the Rocky Mountains. Let's take a look at the terminal from the street side. Nice job. Very nice job. We can go in through the doors if you'd like. Head down the escalator. Can't drive that thing worth. But very nice. Very, very, very nice. And we can go back outside to the lower level. Very nice. So again, this is by BMWorld and AMSIM. And this is the Colorado Springs Airport. Well, that concludes our flight for today. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Till next time, have a good one. Thanks. Thank you again for watching, and if you could, please show your support for this video and the channel by liking and subscribing, so others like you can find the channel. Thanks.